This is the 3 Arts Workshop, Week 5, and this week in Rhetoric, we're talking about the classical model. What is the classical model? It's an ancient rhetorical pattern for structuring a speech, and in antiquity, it was a staple of both judicial and deliberative rhetoric alike. Today, we find it to be a great way to put together an essay. It's a viable organizational scheme for the modern academic writer. There are 6 parts of an oration or a speech or any text put together according to the classical model. The first part is, of course, the introduction, or according to the Latin nomenclature, exordium. This is where we introduce our audience to our subject. Second is the statement of circumstance, or the narratio. That's where we give our audience the backstory needed to understand the issue at hand. We could do a topical treatment, we could do definitional treatment, we could do chronological treatment of our subject matter. It really all depends on our topic. The third part is an outline, or the partitio. This is where we divide up the rest of our essay, in this case, and explain to our audience where we're headed. It's kind of like a road sign letting the reader know what's to come. The fourth stage is the proof stage, or the confirmatio stage. Anybody who's familiar with the 5-paragraph essay might relate these paragraphs, this section, this part of the classical model, to what we call in the 5-paragraph essay tradition the body paragraphs. This is where you prove your argument. This is where you establish your claim with reasons and evidence. No argument is complete without consideration of counter-arguments. So the 5th part of the classical model is the refutation stage, or the refutatio stage, where you consider the best arguments against your own argument and then refute those arguments. The last stage is, of course, the conclusion, the peroratio stage, and that's where you wrap everything up and you push the reader in a new direction. You push your audience in a new direction, suggesting new questions to contemplate, new research to undertake. It's in some ways an ending, but it's also a beginning as well. That's it. All we need to do for this week is memorize the 6 parts, both the English names and the Latin names. And then, in our class time, we'll delve into each of these 6 parts and how we might use them in our own essays.